Um, it's very interesting, John's talk this morning about how he rates his lasers, and I've yet to find a laser that comes into category A. I think I've got a couple of Fs and Hs, and I've definitely got a Z in my practice. But anyway, what we're going to talk about is marketing and letting the brand do the work. How you can partner with a global powerhouse, and that can improve your practice profitability and clinical outcomes. Hydrofacial has been a massive player in the aesthetic market, and they've been around for about 26 years. They've brought a single vision of commitment to the aesthetic global market, and they're present in over 90 countries. They're science-based technology, and I buy a device based on science and what it can deliver and randomized controlled trials. And as a result of their innovation, they have over 80 patents currently, and there's another sort of 39 patents in the pipeline waiting to be signed off. And I think they do set the standard in the industry for marketing, and that drives over 5 million treatments a year worldwide, with over 35,000 providers of hydrofacial. So let's have a quick look at hydrofacial in a bit more detail. 20 years ago, hydrofacial were the first pioneers of microdermabrasion. And then they went on to create the hydrodermabrasion. And the first tower was launched in 2015. And over that time period, they've updated their tower and updated their tower. And now we have the new tower, which you can see at the back, called the Syndeo, which I have. So this is a brand that's constantly innovating and improving on what they have to offer the marketplace. So if you don't have a hydrofacial machine, I would urge you to get one, and I'll tell you the reasons why in this talk. So it's a 3-step process to hydrofacial treatment. So the first step is really to cleanse that skin. So it's a deep cleanse, and it exfoliates the skin, and then you administer a peel. Then you go on to the extraction phase, which you remove all the impurities with some suction. And then what you're basically going to do after that is hydrate the skin with intense moisturizers and nourishing ingredients, which we're going to talk about as part of this talk. The key to the hydrofacial is this wand. And this wand basically creates a vortex, and there's a suction, and this suction brings the skin a lot closer to the handpiece. It dilates the pores and allows those pores to be emptied of all of the debris and the dirt that's in those pores, which really does give you a really, really great result and a really clean-looking skin and a really hydrated skin. The other thing about the treatment, the hydrofacial treatment, it is very, very customizable. So it's not a one-size-fits-all for every patient. We can adjust the suction level to make it more comfortable for the patient or to extract more debris from the skin. The actual sort of tips that you use have different shapes. There are 6 of the tips, and each tip is customizable to a body part or an outcome that you're trying to achieve. And then the last thing that you can customize is the boosters, which we're going to go on and talk about. So there, we've talked about the tips. It's a closed-loop system. Even though they call it a hydrofacial, there isn't actually any water involved. And this closed-loop system keeps the serums away from the waste products, and the waste products get put into this gunky jar. I don't know if you've seen the gunky jar before, but I don't know why clients like to look at their gunky jar after we've done a treatment, because it's actually quite disgusting. But hydrofacial and the new Syndeo have actually backlit the gunky jar and put a magnifying glass. You can just see all the dirt and debris and dead skin cells and makeup that comes out of your skin in that gunky jar. And I say, if you look on Instagram and places like that, you'll see the gunky jar has its own hashtag. But I find it quite disgusting. It makes me want to. Anyway, but you'll see the gunky jar. I'll just go back to this slide here. So the other thing that makes the hydrofacial customizable is that they've partnered with a number of big hitters in the industry. So they've partnered with people like Murad, J-Lo, Paul Nassif, and the latest one's Dennis Gross. And they've made customizable boosters that you can add on to your hydrofacial treatment. That gives you an opportunity to personalize that treatment for that patient. And it also turbocharges that treatment to give you the result of, or a better result, as I say, with Dennis Gross's one, you've got that phytoretinol, which is going to infuse retinol into the skin and is going to give you an accelerated response. The other thing you can do with the Syndeo is you can customize the treatment with an LED therapy. The machine actually has an LED light on the back of the machine that you can use as part of your treatment, and it also has a device to do some lymphatic drainage, so you can really customize that treatment for your patient. Whether it's uneven skin tones, fine lines, wrinkles, dull or fatigued, stressed skin, dehydrated skin, damaged skin, congested skin as part of an acne regime, uneven skin texture or redness, there is a customizable hydrofacial protocol that you can put into your clinic and that can give you results from your clients. Hydrofacial, the reason I really like hydrofacial is that it goes well with lots of other treatments. There's been a number of studies done both here and internationally, and one of the studies showed that there was a 30% additional reduction in brown spots when you paired the hydrofacial with a standard IPL treatment versus just giving the patient an IPL alone. There is a doctor in Spain, his name is Pablo Najaro, and basically he found that there was a doubling or 2 times firmer and smoother skin when you paired non-ablative fractional laser with the hydrofacial. So what he did was he did the first 2 steps of the signature hydrofacial treatment, then he did his fractional laser, then he came back and did the 3rd step of the signature hydrofacial and found a 2 times firmer and smoother skin. So that's crazy. Again, another paper showing that we can get 2 times smoother skin when we pair hydrofacial with RF, or high focus ultrasound. And then the thing that gets me is 50% smoother skin when we paired it with ablative fractional laser. I don't think it's rocket science as to why we're getting these increases in pairing of the hydrofacial with another energy-based device, because if you're starting from a base of clean, exfoliated, hydrated skin, it's a better starting point than starting from scratch. So that's why you're getting the increase in your results. Hydrofacial is loved around the world and has been winning awards left, right, and center. It's won awards from Cosmopolitan, it's won awards from New Beauty, and it's also won awards from Elle, and it continues to win awards. Often when I look at putting a new device in my clinic, I'll look at the real self-worth-it rating, and the real self-worth-it rating for hydrofacial is 98%. There are not too many devices out there that have a real self-worth-it rating of 98%. It says here, 100% of clients will recommend hydrofacial to a family member or friend. How many people have had a hydrofacial in the room? It's good, right? It's relaxing. Your skin glows afterwards. Why wouldn't you recommend it to someone else? It's one of the things, if I have a spare minute in my clinic, the 2 treatments that I would choose, one of them would be a hydrofacial. It takes half an hour and you feel great and there's no downtime. I don't know about this one. This is a very American thing. 92% of clients would switch providers if they did not offer hydrofacial. I think that's very American. I don't know that the Australian market would swap it just because you didn't have a device. Okay, so when it comes to marketing, it's important that marketing's a bit of dark arts, really, and I don't understand it too well. And I know that you can chuck a lot of money at marketing, and we certainly have in our clinic chucked thousands of dollars at marketing and haven't really got any leverage with our marketing. Maybe it's because we don't know what we're doing. Maybe we're putting our marketing dollars in the wrong bucket. I'm not sure. But what Hydrofacial have done is they've marketed this device incredibly well. The US Hydrofacial marketing team said that their EVM year to date was far in excess of any other aesthetic modality. Now your EVM stands for, let me just see, I can't remember. There you go. See, I don't know these. I've never used that term before, but yeah, earn monetary value for a marketing campaign. And you can see hydrofacial is far outstrips even a filler. Cool sculpting, which is probably dead by now, microblading device, and oxygen facial device. So they've spent a lot of money. They've honed their marketing choices, and they're doing really well. But I really don't care what goes on in the US. I really care about what the Australian market's doing. But in Australia, we've seen the marketing section of hydrofacial here be very, 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 very successful. I think one of the most successful marketing campaigns they've done is these visible booster collaborations. We certainly launched the JLo one about 6 months ago, and we were getting clients ringing up saying, have you got the JLo hydrofacial? Even before we had it in the clinic. So when it did get launched, we had a whole heap of patients lining up to come in and have this JLo facial. And again, if you've not had the JLo facial, I've had it. It's a little bit glowy for me, but female clients really, really like it. They've also collaborated, again, with the latest one is the Dennis Gross one, which I haven't had, but apparently that is absolutely amazing. So when the Australian team did their marketing, they review it every quarter. In the July quarter, their marketing impressions reached over 20 million people. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of exposure for one brand. They did that with the help of influencers, with the help of magazine articles, with the help of PR campaigns. And even this magazine article here that you can see on the screen, it says the total reach there 16 million, over 16 million readers. That's absolutely crazy for a single article. I couldn't get any piece of marketing out of my clinic to reach 20 million people, no matter how much money I spent. So the fact that you partner with a brand that can do that and you benefit from all that marketing is it's a no-brainer for me. The other thing hydrofacial will do is they will give you custom-made marketing that you can start to push out on your social media feeds. I don't know how many of you have social media partners in your practice and how much you pay for them, but this sort of marketing costs a lot of money. Hydrofacial will give it to you and you can pump it out, and you will see the return in your investment. And it generates new leads, it drives patients into your clinic, and they know exactly what to ask for, and it ultimately makes you money and allows you to pay off the device, which you've spent your good money on. The other thing that's important when you're partnering with a device company or any device company is that they stick with you. Like Ian said, they stick with you, and the key things that they're going to do for you is business development, education, and marketing and support. So let's have a quick look at that. So the business development team from Hydrofacial have been integral in me rolling out even the new Syndeo, because I've been with Hydrofacial for 10 years, and we just launched the new Syndeo about a year ago, but they were as present in that launch as they were when we first started with the company. They will give you, if you bought a device today, they will give you a personalized plan that will take you from launch to expansion and really drive that revenue so that you can pay off that machine. The other good thing I like about Hydrofacial is they give me a quarterly annual business review to tell me what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, where can we go, what can we tweak to get more revenue into the clinic, and eventually, A, pay off the machine, but B, start to make some profit. The other good thing about Hydrofacial is the education, so they spend a lot of time in the practice training all of your staff so that they know that they can get the best out of this device for not only for you, but also for the people that they're treating. And then, as I say, as a Hydrofacial owner, I don't own one Hydrofacial, I actually own 4 of them because they're so good, and it's not a case when we're in clinic of trying to get people in for Hydrofacials, it's do we have a machine free to treat the patient now? So it's an amazing device. And people often ask me, if you were going to start again and set up all over again, what are the 3 machines that you would buy? the 3 machines that I would buy, one of them would be a hydrofacial machine, because it is one of the most popular treatments in our clinic, and it's not just the treatment that we use as a standalone treatment, it is a treatment that we pair with other energy-based devices or injectable treatments or the new Redurans or the new Profilos. It is additive to all of those treatments. So I'll just quickly finish with this slide because I'm going to try and make some time up. So 97% of providers who have a hydrofacial would recommend it to other practitioners. 95% feel that hydrofacial is extremely useful in attracting new clients into their practice. And again, it is, but that goes on the back of all the marketing that hydrofacial does to drive clients into our business. And the 91% find significant value in carrying and offering hydrofacial in their business. There's a panel coming up in a second, and I'll tell you the figures that we did in the last 12 months for our 4 hydrofacial machines, and I think you'll see that it will blow your mind. It's not quite a category A machine, but it's the closest thing I've got in my practice to it. I think I'll stop there. We've just got 5 minutes left. I think they're going to do a quick panel between me and okay. I'm leaving. The panel's over. Let's go back. While we're waiting, does anyone want to know the score of the AFL final?
Yes, I do. It's not pretty if you're from...
It's not pretty.
Sorry, Sydney.
Sydney got absolutely trounced.
Yeah, Brisbane won 120 to 60. Yeah.
But never mind. It's next year.
I'll come up this end. Hello everybody, my name's Matt Moncrief, I'm the Managing Director for Hydrofacial ANZ, and just to finish up Sean's session, we thought we'd just have a few questions for both Sean and Ian in regard to how they utilise, really it's about the hydrofacial brand in their practice, and then of course the treatment itself. So maybe for you first, Sean, what I'd love you to talk to everyone about is back to branding, as Nicole mentioned earlier. For people who own clinics, you can create the concept behind your brand, but it can be very difficult with all the competition to really get some exposure and to have your practice stand out in the crowd. And both Ian and Sean are using hydrofacial to help promote their practice as well. So I suppose the first question, Sean, is what do you see as the benefits of using a brand that's bigger than an individual clinic in your practice, and how have you used it to gain further exposure?
Well, I think I might. Yeah, I think we've got influencers and we've got brand ambassadors in our practice, and they can only go so far. But I don't have Jennifer Lopez in my practice, but I kind of do, because hydrofacial. She's a brand ambassador for hydrofacial. She's done a skin booster for hydrofacial. So people come in and ask for the Jennifer Lopez hydrofacial. I couldn't get Dennis Gross to formulate a booster for me. It would just cost me too much money. So the fact that we can get these big names, these big campaigns, and they're given to us to use to draw clients into our practice, we just couldn't do it on our own.
Yeah, okay. And do you do anything particular to make the most of that? Are you following the program that our team provides you with? How do you do it in your practice?
We do follow the program that you provide, but we do our own newsletter to our clients. We would push it out on our social media channels. I think we had a information night for the JLo booster, and we generated revenue from that. So yeah, we use everything that you give us to try and generate some bums on seats for our clinics.
Great, thank you. And same for you, Ian? How have you approached it using the brand?
Yeah, very, very similar. And Sean, you touched on it in your presentation. The marketing assets that are provided by the company, we just can't do it. So we use them on our social media, and that's been fantastic for engagement. We have VIP events as well. So we did one for JLo, and you know, a couple, 20, 30 of our clients that are regulars, we bring them in, introduce them to the product, and you know, have some cheese and crackers, and just have a nice evening whilst we're educating them about the treatments. And then they go off and tell their friends and post it on their social media. So again, it's that organic growth and spread of information.
Okay, great. And could you, both of you, maybe just talk briefly about how the hydrofacial awareness can help you bring people into the clinic, how it helps you, you know, find new patients, basically?
I think, it comes down to the marketing material that you give us. I mean, if I was to try and put an article in Cosmopolitan or Elle, I think it's $20,000 or $30,000 for a half-page advert in one of those magazines. We just don't have the budget to do that. But you guys do, and you do it. And then our clients are all kind of Cosmopolitan readers, and they read about, you know, Dennis Gross's one, or JLo's one, or one of the other boosters, or the fact that hydrofacial, you had a relaunch of Syndeo, and we had a huge upstroke of clients coming and asking, do you have the new hydrofacial machine? So yeah, we just don't have the budget to do what you guys do for us.
Okay. The last thing I'd like to talk about, so we don't go too far over, John, so let 2 minutes, is Sean mentioned hydrofacial is a treatment that is suitable for everybody. They see and feel an instant improvement in their skin. Could you just briefly talk about how you combine hydrofacial with other treatments in your clinic and what you see the benefits are in doing that? And I suppose I'm also meaning from a business perspective, because with hydrofacial, you know, it's about patient retention, that kind of thing as well, coming back.
I don't think there's a treatment that we don't combine with hydrofacial, and we've certainly got things like hydrogenesis, which is hydrofacial and lasergenesis. We use hydrofacial. We use it pre-afraxal. We use it post-afraxal to help you with that exfoliation. Hydrofacial has been so successful in our practice that we've now got a hydrofacial club. So we direct debit a certain amount of, there's levels of this club. You have a certain amount direct debited off your credit card every month, and every month you have a certain amount of hydrofacial treatment. So you break up that treatment, and that's been growing and growing and growing. I'll just give you the figures because they just got sent to me now. In the last 12 months, we have 4 machines. One clinic did $151,000 in hydrofacials, and the other one did $186,000 in hydrofacials. That's a total of $337,000 in the last 12 months for a treatment that costs between $250 and $300. It really is the cornerstone and a linchpin of our clinic.
Okay, great, thank you. And we're aware of time, John. Ian, how about for you? How have you incorporated it in the other treatments that you're doing?
So real quick, when I'm doing my facial consultations, and let's say someone needs a course of RF microneedling, I won't just say you need this course of RF microneedling. You need to start with a hydrofacial. Basically, any advanced treatment, I start with hydrofacial to prep the skin. They have their course. During that course as well, I say, well, this particular skincare will help you. And so, once again, it's integrating everything that we have all together. And I think, you know, that multimodality synergy is what gives the patients the results that they're after.
Okay, great. There you go, John. Thank you. Thanks very much, everybody.